What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Prophetic Visions dropping in for another video. And this is one of them topics that's been on my mind for a long time, especially when it comes to my name, as far as Prophetic Vision, the branding that I came up with, and who I am, and the foundation that I'm trying to build when it comes to this brand. My content creation, my Facebook business page, etc., etc., etc. And I'm just going to put y'all up on game real quick when it comes to something called like common law. And when it comes to common law, when it comes to these brands, these businesses, these patents, these things that people come up with, of course, you either want to get like a trademark when you first start, an LLC, sole proprietorship, some type of business name, filed within the state. But the only thing and the only twist between this is when you come up with this, of course, you pay a certain amount of money for a few different things, and that's for protection. What I mean by protection is protection comes in many different forms. You want to protect the name that you have or that you're trying to come up with, or the patent, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And what you're paying for is whether it be an attorney or some type of lawyer, some type of person whose job is to solely make sure that, for one, nobody else is using that name, patent, or brand anywhere else. It's not already patented. It's not already out there on any level, because even like a person in my sense, in my general sense, like, I'm not no big, I'm not Sony, I'm not Coca-Cola, I'm not any of those things. But if I was to try to come up with a soda recipe that's similar to cola, and I made it exactly like Coca-Cola, didn't even know what their ingredients was, but somehow the combination that I came up with happened to be exactly theirs, I wouldn't be able to put that out. You get what I'm saying? And that goes with everything. So like my brand in general, with me doing content creation and me doing photography, and I video edits when I can, and I do photo edits, and I make logos, and I do intros. Like I had an intro at one point that I was putting on my videos. I just got to kind of revise it because of copyright infringement from Devin the Dude. And even though I never had his voice in there, I had just a little snippet of a beat, and it would mute my whole videos. So that's why I kind of stopped using it. Now, what I created from it, of course, is mine. I can use that, but I cannot use that snippet, even though it doesn't have his voice in it, because it's already copyrighted by him. And with that being said, common law would be, let's say I had a exactly similar beat, and I know it was mine. I made it way before Devin the Dude, and somehow, it ends up in the hands of the court, the laws, woo, 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 and I can prove that this was in my files, my vault from 1997, whatever, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, it'll fall back into my hands. He wouldn't be able to use it anymore. So when it comes to this brand, Prophetic Visions in general, and the reason why I'm talking about this is because as of recently, and I really probably shouldn't, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but the name Prophetic Visions, like I said, it's a common phrase, but it's not a common brand. And me not having the funds to necessarily pay $800 and something for the trademark patent, and I came up with this name way back in 2017, back when I was living in Illinois. Took me a long time to come up with this name and this combination, and the reasons why I came up with the combination. And as I was going about coming up with this name, I took it upon myself to go through the trademark website and search this name to make sure that nobody else was using it, because I'm not trying to bite nobody. You feel me? And two, I'm not trying to have nobody copyright infringe me. So, do extensive research over the years, making sure there's no, LLCs out there already with the name Prophetic Visions. And once I realized that there was nothing, it was what I believe to be one, and it was a barbershop back in 2011, closed out, been closed for years and years. You got to think we in year 2026 now, and I started this in 2017, 2016, 2016, 2017. And with that being said, when I seen that one was closed, and that's the only one, Prophetic Vision, not Prophetic Visions, but Prophetic Vision. And shout out to dude, whoever he was, whoever he is, wherever he might be. Time goes on. He might even have passed by now, but that's besides the point. But shout out to him. And I took it. I stuck with it. I rolled with it. I had a witness statement that I have in my files where I came up where I had this person sign it, date it, time it, put it away. I came up with, like I said, a detailed logo that I hand drew and hand painted, hand colored, like everything. All the art I was doing back then in that time, always signed it with PV or Prophetic Visions. Obviously, I made emails. I made even my Cash Apps, my video game, PSN, Xbox. All of this is Prophetic Visions. That's me. That's my brand. And it just so happened to come out down here because I live in Louisiana. That somebody somewhere near, somewhere kind of far, he wants to start the LLC for the name. But the thing about the common law is, and what I tried to explain is, even though I started mine in Illinois, with me moving states and constantly using the brand name, I've never let it go. I've never gotten rid of it. I've always used it. Always, everything about me. Common law will fall into my hands. I'm the senior user. Even if you were to file an LLC, if you were to file a trademark, I am the senior user. Same thing with the guy that his name is Nature Jab, that does the plastiline, transforms the plastic into to gasoline. With him putting his stuff out always public, always showing his reactors and whoop 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 and showing how the machine works, and you cannot steal his idea, design, and go file a patent and then try to make this man stop using it because you think you filed first. He's the senior user, and he's always publicly use the platform to promote. That's how common law works. So with that being said, I'm just putting y'all up on game. Like, common law is real. In a sense, you will be wasting your time, and even if a cease and desist was to come to me from the opposite party, you would be wasting your time, because you take me to court, you made the LLC in, let's say, 2025, even 2023. I moved to Louisiana in 2020. I've been using Prophetic Visions since 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. After the move, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026. 10 years. Long time. Small foundation. You get what I'm saying? And it would be different if the person is making eyewear, glasses, like, let's say Prophetic. And that's one thing I'm gonna end up doing too. Like, I'm gonna take this brand far. But be different. Be way different if it was like, I don't know, home decorations. You know, you're a home decorator and you have a prophetic vision on how, because it's two different industries. But if you're doing vlogging, videos, photography, photo editing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, there's a conflict of interest between the consumers, which would be the person who's watching or the person who, um, anybody, you know, the consumers. Um, it'll be a conflict of interest. And like I said, you can send a cease and desist, a subpoena to court. And when I show up and have all my paperwork and all my email addresses and all my brand, every last branding from each year, you'd have been wasted your time. So like I said, if you building something, if you want to have something that's not just a minor possession, something that you truly put your heart, mind, and soul into and your whole spirit into, keep everything in order. Don't let up. Always stick to it. Even if it's the smallest amount. Bitcoin started off real small and it's worth 60 something thousand, 70 something thousand. At one point it was worth 100 and something thousand. You get what I'm saying? So even if it's small, stick to it, because one day you might, or one day you not, you might, one day you will blow up. That's all I'm going to say on this topic. Leave a comment. Let's talk about this. This is a real discussion that needs to be talked about. Drop a like, subscribe. I'm continuously dropping more videos. I just got to get the topics, the words, and anything else, the time and all that other stuff figured out. And we good. We in there. Prophetic Visions, the original. Signing out. Peace.